All right, Garrett Johnson here with Wyndham Clark, U.S. Open champion. How does that sound even a few months after the fact?
It never gets old. It never gets old. It's always nice when they announce me on the first tee and they say the reigning U.S. Open champion. It's pretty awesome. It like I said, it never gets old.
What are you most proud of for being U.S. Open champion as you think of all the accolades that come with that, or just the moment itself?
I would just say that winning a major is so hard, and there's so many great players that have not won majors, and to be in that group that have is amazing. And then, it's cool for me that my first major was the U.S. Open because I started trying at such a young age and made it to sectional so many times and never made it to the U.S. Open, and then finally did it a few times as a pro, and then so to win it, it's just kind of cool. It just seems fitting, and being a USA kid, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. What was obviously the response from fans and friends, or I should say, like close friends in Colorado, family? Like, what really stuck out to you in the aftermath of that win?
More than anything was just the amount of friends and family that were there with me, and that was really nice because my first win a few weeks prior at Quail Hollow, I didn't have my whole family there with me or any friends. They just weren't able to make it out. And so I just celebrated that with my caddy that night. And then at the U.S. Open, I probably had 60 to 70 friends and family that were there the whole week and then partied with me that night. So that made it really fun, and it was great to share it with them.
That's a small army, man. You can't.
Yeah. It felt like a big army, to be honest. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and what were you most proud of in the way you played there on that weekend? Was it certain moments on Saturday or Sunday? Like, what stands out for a point of pride for you?
Probably my mentality. I didn't have there was a lot of adversity in that round on Sunday, and I think I just handled that adversity really well, and mentally I was really strong, and I think that's what got me the W because my game wasn't as sharp that week. In Quail Hollow it was super sharp. I was playing amazing, and that week I wasn't hitting my irons that great, but I was putting and chipping amazing. I drove the ball pretty good. But mentally, I was just so strong. So that's really what I look back at and say that was the best thing in my game that week.
You played well under pressure, and obviously a lot of challenge to that Sunday. But what do you think on, the shot on 14? How do you look back on that now? That amazing three-wood.
Yeah, I really wish I made the putt because
oh, no. Why is that?
I think it's one of the best shots in U.S. Open history, and so is my caddy. Just under the circumstances and knowing how hard that, how narrow that area is and how hard that hole was playing, and no one was birdieing it, and then under the circumstances you pull off the shot and have a 25-footer for eagle, and this guy afterwards, this reporter, said if you would have made the putt it probably would have gone in as one of the top shots ever in the U.S. Open history, but usually if you don't make the putt you usually don't even qualify for it. And so I was like, darn it. But yeah, it was an amazing shot. It's cool to look back at it and to think that I pulled off the shot that was as difficult as that was.
How did you deal with the sleeping on just Saturday night and just the challenge of that going into Sunday? How did you kind of keep yourself kind of focused and motivated?
Well, it's more just the hardest thing is to not think ahead, and you have like this pit in your stomach and this kind of little nervous energy and excitement that you just can't wait to get out there. So the hardest thing is being patient and waiting for that time to finally go out and do it. Fortunately, we were in LA where there's a lot of fun things to do and it's beautiful, and I drove around and went to Malibu for half the day in the morning because we're teeing off so late. So it was nice because I could kind of waste time by doing things and get my mind away from it. It's never easy sleeping on a lead, especially a major.
Get the surfboard out? What did we do on the beach there?
I didn't do that. I just walked around. I've never been to Malibu, so I just wanted to see it, walked around. Got breakfast and chilled. So yeah, pretty relaxing.
Yeah, well, and I think about too the history and the actual trophy and what that means. Like, how fun has it been celebrating with that trophy, and what kind of drinks have gone in there?
The trophy has been a lot of places. I'm not ready to give up the trophy, but I'm ready to not have to do things with the trophy, if that makes any sense. Because a lot of friends will come into town, they want to see it or they want to party with it, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm kind of done.
Maxed out.
I'm kind of done. Like, I want to be focusing on this year. But honestly, I think almost every kind of alcohol has been in that thing. So there's been, not very sanitary, but I think close to 1,000+ people that have drank out of it. So it's been taking it to my home club in Scottsdale at Whisper Rock, and I know a handful of guys have drank it out there. Went to Vegas for some fun. Went to Cabo for my 30th. Went to New York. Went back home to Colorado. It went to.
You take it overseas. Was it overseas for your friend's marriage the next week?
Oh no, we
or?
did not. We didn't bring it. He wanted me to, but I didn't want to take away from their. It was all about them, so I didn't want to come in and take away from their special day and time as for their wedding. So I didn't bring it.
How many times do you win a U.S. Open, though? You could at least have it in the hotel room or something and
Yeah,
show
I
friends
know, but
after. It'd be a sideshow, right?
I know, but it's hard to travel with that thing, so I didn't do it.
Yeah. And as you look ahead to this U.S. Open here at Pinehurst going back there, number 2, what do you make of that course? Have you been out there much in amateur days? Or?
No, I haven't been out there much. I've never played Pinehurst number 2, so I'm going to have to go in and do some prep on it. But, yeah, I mean, I know the place is amazing, and I have been in the area, and I played some of the other Pinehurst courses. So, I mean, I really don't know much about it other than it has the turtleback green. So I'm looking forward to working on a lot of putts and 3-woods and chips kind of off the greens that go, run up hills and such. So, but other than that, I really don't know much. I'm just kind of focusing more on this week and these next couple tournaments and majors coming up before that.
How do you feel in terms of being equipped for majors at this point? Now that you got one under your belt, arguably the hardest one under your belt, how do you feel about your mindset for majors now?
Yeah, I mean, I think the great thing is I think if I find myself in contention again in a major, at least I know I've done it, so there's no doubt there, which is huge. And I've always felt like my game is fit for majors because of my short game and length. I think that is a huge thing, for a major championship is to be able to hit it far. But then when you're out of play and because it is so tough and difficult, you have a lot of tough up and downs. And I feel like I'm good in those, and I've proven to be good in those. So I like my chances in any major. It's just a matter of if my game's good that week and where I'm at mentally.
Yeah. And just wrapping up, how do you feel about kind of the overall goals? How do you manage what success looks like now that you've got a big major under your belt?
I really am trying to stay away from result goals, more focused on process and more focused on growing, in my mental game and all of what that is every week and in off weeks. And if I feel like if I get better in those areas, then the results are going to take care of themselves. So I'm really trying to stay away from results. I think in my previous years as a pro, that's all I focused on. And I didn't win and didn't have that much success. And then last year I didn't focus much on winning and I won. So it's kind of what I'm doing now.
Yeah. U.S. Open champ, Wyndham Clark. Wyndham, thanks for your time,
Yeah,
buddy.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah.